I was born and raised in the mountains outside of Florence, Montana. I have 8 brothers and sisters, a big family. I grew up without running water or electricity for the first 17 years of my life. The first about 16 of them I lived with both my parents, and we had a happy family, so it seemed. And I was very much into football, and it basically was the driving force in my life from the time I was 4 or 5 years old to the time I was about 20 years old. It was what I loved to do every day. I would pay my brothers and sisters to come play with me. My father, when I was about 15 years old, became a closet alcoholic. None of our family, except for my mother, really knew. And that continued on for a long time. So when I was about 17, my mom took a trip out of town, and my 2 older brothers were staying with a friend in town, and my father got extremely drunk, enough to almost kill him, and he attempted to rape my sister. And I remember my little brother Josh coming into my bedroom and telling me that our dad is having a heart attack because he didn't know what was going on. And I raced upstairs, and he was on my sister, and I pulled him off and threw him down and asked what was going on. And like, it didn't realize to me at that point what was going on, because Josh had told me it was a heart attack, so I thought he just couldn't breathe, and I couldn't figure it out. Anyways, they life flighted him to Missoula, and in the next 3 days after my mom came back, there was a lot of changes in my life. The Missoula County Police Department came and raided our home and arrested my father, and it left me a very angry and hurt person. I spent all of the energy that I had becoming the best football player that I could be. I walked on to the University of Montana football team, and it's very difficult for a walk-on, especially if you're not invited. And I had offers to play at the smaller schools around Montana, but I wanted to play for the Grizzlies because that had been my dream for the last 20 years. So I hit a tree snowboarding though in spring camp, and kind of missed my chances there. And through that time, I spent a lot of time angry, because I felt like that God had a plan for my life, and that was to be a good football player. And it was like everything that I'd worked for in my life had just suddenly been taken away from me. I had no idea that through that accident that my life would become so much more than football. I went on a mission trip that spring, and it was spring 2008, to San Quintin, Mexico. And it kind of opened my eyes to how I could be a part of God's work and part of His kingdom. So I came back, and I rehabbed my shoulder, and I worked out, and I spent all of my time trying to get my body ready again to try out for football again. So that coming spring, when I was able to walk on again, I did that, and I made it through spring, and they told me that they were excited about me, that I was going to be able to participate in the fall football camp, and it was everything that I'd ever dreamed of becoming. And the quarterback coach at that time, I didn't really get along with that well, but I thought that I was going to be able to be a part of it. Decided that he had enough quarterbacks, he was good at quarterbacks, so they moved me to defensive safety. And I didn't have a problem with that. I just wanted to play football. It was my dream. And I got a call from the team trainer, and he told me that the doctor wasn't going to clear me to play defense because I'd be doing tackling drills without pads on throughout spring practice, and that I would be on the team insurance, and I was a liability, and I didn't have a scholarship, so I was done. And that week I also had 5 tests before the school got out. I had just lost my job at Shopko because they were cutting back because the economy was just getting, starting to turn bad. And I had been in a relationship with a girl for the last 2 years, and we were planning on getting married, and I had a ring, and she decided that her life was too much planned out for her, and she wanted to be able to experience different things before she got married, and she completely broke off the relationships. So within 2 weeks, I found that everything in my life that once was good for me was bad. And I didn't know what to do with myself. A good friend of mine, Andrew Christopherson, suggested I go to a thing called Master's Commission in Helena, Montana. And it changed my life. It brought me to the point where I realized that it wasn't about who I was or what I wanted or the selfish things that I had always felt that I could tell God that I needed and He needed to fulfill. But instead it was finding out that we're all servants, and learning how to serve and learning how to trust and love without holding back. I think that all the things that I have gone through, all the things that my family has gone to, and yet the fact that they still love and pursue God, I think shows people who have been through a lot that there is hope, that there is people who have been through a lot, but they don't just walk away, that they are able to find joy at the end of every day because they do have a purpose and a calling. And I think that is actually what keeps me going more than anything. It's the fact that I know that even though I've been through a lot, I still can count it as joy because I can help people see and understand who Jesus is through that.